Aitchison College is more than a school. It is a way of life. As I entered its gates on my first day, I wondered what my life for the next 13 years would be like. The main building was the oldest part of the college, and I was the youngest. I looked at the foundation stone, laid in November 1886, and felt dwarfed by the majestic dome that towered above me.
Aitchison College was named after Sir Charles Uphurston Aitchison, Lieutenant Governor of Punjab, on the 3rd of November 1886.
The construction of the main building followed the design by Bhai Ram Singh Mistri. He designed the ornate interior, and Colonel Swinton Jacob gave the exterior its distinctive, unique personality. Benefactions by various donors financed the initial campus. The Tivana Gymnasium, for example, was donated by Malik Umar Hayat Tivana. Sardar Balwant Singh built the dispensary, and the Nawab of Bahawalpur gave what is now Bahawalpur House, located near Segal Boarding House. As an Aitchisonian, I have seen 14 principals. The first was Walter Robinson. He was succeeded by John Godley, Leslie Jones, James Kelly, Charles Berry, and John Gwynn, the last of the British principals. The first Pakistani principal, after independence, was Syed Zulfikar Ali Shah. He was succeeded by Abdul Ali Khan, Dr. Ghulam Rasool Chaudhry, Colonel N.D. Hassan, Abdur Rahman Qureshi, Shamim Khan, and most recently, Fakir Ijazuddin. I know their names by heart because most of them have been commemorated by academic blocks or boarding houses. For example, the modern Berry block, built in 1940, was named after Mr. Berry, who did so much to modernize our college. Similarly, the boarding houses were named after Kelly and Godley for senior boarders, while Leslie Jones' house was accommodated to junior boarders. Segal House catered for prep school boarders, and Gwyn House for junior school boarders. My first classes were held in the main building. In those days, the student population was less than 350. We were a mixture of Muslims, Hindus, and Sikhs. We all wore turbans, even in our classroom. My day as a boarder begins with the morning bell. We line up for breakfast and are inspected. Inspection is more than a formality. It ensures that we are Aitchisonians from head to toe. At the breakfast table, we learn manners. How to eat and how to share. As a junior, my academic day starts with an assembly. We form into houses, listen to announcements, read prayers, sing our national anthem, and then disperse for our classes. As I grew older and reached my teens, I moved to prep school. The routine remains unchanged. I just saw it from a higher perspective. When I reached the age of 14 and crossed Cypress Avenue into senior school, I stand behind my prefect and my house flag. On Friday mornings, each of our 3 schools, junior, prep, and senior, come together in the amphitheater. We are no longer 3 schools. We are all one Aitchison College. Over the past 125 years, the academic curriculum has followed a largely British pattern. Initially, it was Higher Senior Cambridge. Today, it is Cambridge O and A levels. Foreign languages have been introduced at all 3 schools to improve the college applications of our pupils. This in turn has become a distinct feature of our curriculum. In junior school specifically, Chinese has been introduced as a regular part of the curriculum. Turning 11 marks our move from junior school to the more responsible and ever so busy prep school. French and German languages become part of our foreign language curriculum. We are taught biology, physics, and chemistry through highly equipped science labs and all sorts of facilities. In 125 years, our art department has evolved greatly, allowing students to use multimedia, paint, and sculpture.
library has continued to develop reading habits among students and has helped them in research. Babar Ali Library is one of the 4 libraries in Aitchison.
All studies and no canteen breaks make for a dull boy. Classes for Aitchisonians are what fills the time before and after the canteen break. Our college canteens became a home away from home, with added advantage of being able to buy goodies on credit. An integral part of my day as an Aitchisonian is my involvement in co-curricular activities. I feel left out if I cannot participate in house or school plays, or worse, if I cannot be in the popular Akman. Through this, I get to meet and interact with boys and girls from other schools. The third element of my development as an Aitchisonian is on the sports field.
My college has an enviable campus spread over 175 acres.
On them, I can play football. I can score as many goals as my opponents will allow. I can wield my hockey stick and imagine myself to be an Olympian like Qasim Zia, Hassan Sardar or S.M. Jaffer, all 3 Aitchisonians and Olympians. I can do cricket practice in the nets, take to the field, and I can aspire to become like my role models, Majid Khan, Imran Khan, and Ramiz Raja, all Aitchisonians. In basketball, I can reach for the skies. Tennis makes me feel as if I'm Isamul Haq at Wimbledon or Rashid Khan, an old Aitchisonian playing for the Davis Cup.
When I was in E2, I was nominated to play Wimbledon for my country.
Say the name Aitchison College and one thinks immediately of horses. The college has had horses as long as it has had pupils. Today, it has almost 100 horses looked after by a team of dedicated grooms. Over the past 125 years, I can never remember a time when I was not either sitting on or within sight of a horse. I learned dressage and show jumping. The signature of Aitchison is tent pegging. The lances form part of our college logo. The thrill of the gallop and the pride at uprooting a peg are the things I will always remember. Most of us students are not aware of the very efficient infrastructure that sustains our campus. Such an extensive campus needs a small army of diligent gardeners.
मेरे दादा ने भी इधर सर्विस की, मेरे वालिद साहब ने भी इधर सर्विस की और मेरी खुद इधर 33 साल सर्विस हो गई है।
Of diligent sanitation staff, of a vigilant team of security staff, of energetic Dhobis to keep our uniforms starched and clean. They live on the campus in the Abdul Ali Khan colony, named after a former principal. Children of our employees living on the campus are provided free education at our campus high schools. One is for boys, the other is for girls. Both aspire to attain high standards. Over the past 40 years or so, these schools have produced at least 3 PhDs. I am as proud of their achievements as I am of my other Aitchisonians. Living on campus is like living in a small village. We have our own post office, our own barber, our own vegetable market, and our own general store. Staying healthy is important. For those who do fall ill, we have a fully equipped college hospital with more than 20 beds, supported by an ambulance. Spiritual well-being on our campus has been assured by the multi-faith buildings we have. The Bahawalpur Mosque was donated by the Nawab of Bahawalpur in 1900, when still a student at the college. Prayers are said there daily by boarders and day boys alike. Hindu boys have the mandir, built by the Maharaja of Darbhanga. And the Sikh Gurdwara owes much to the beneficence of the ruling family of Patiala. Older than Aitchison College itself are the 2 shrines. The most imposing by far is the grave of Pir Bor Shah, shaded by the magnificent old banyan tree. Nearby is the shrine of Pir Pinjara Shah. In the evenings, prayers there are a ritual for many outside visitors. My own evening as an Aitchisonian ends with the sound of the bugle signaling sunset. We watch our national flag being lowered and then disperse to our house for dinner and prep. What after 125 years do I love as an Aitchisonian?
The answer, I think, has to lie in 3 C's. Commitment, that is a commitment of the boys, the institution, the teachers, to making a product that we are proud of. The second is concern, and that is a concern by the teachers for the welfare of the boys, and a concern by the boys for the society in which they will be ultimately going. And the last is contribution, and that has to be the contribution that they can make as what I would describe as economic members of society. I don't mean that they should be earning a lot of money, but they should be persons who are contributing in an economic sense, in a wider economic sense, to the development of our country. What do I love about Aitchison? The Aitchison has produced over 125 years. It has produced a generation, and then yet another generation of Aitchisonians who have served their country.
However long one stays at Aitchison is never long enough. I realized that when I left the college, I had entered as a child. I leave as a grown adult. As I look back at the old building, I think to myself, farewell. As I walk towards the gates, I pass a new boy on his way in. I know I am making way for a new generation, a future generation of leaders, trained to persevere and wherever they may go in life, to command success. On leaving Aitchison, I stood in Aitchison upon Barry Block and gazed upon the fields where I had roamed and laughed and danced the hours away, the hours which vanished like curls of smoke. Now from out the distant caverns of memory awoke to haunt my aching brain. Oh, changeless through the changing scene, the ghostly whisper rings between, the dark refrain of might have been. The race is over, I might have run. The deeds are past, I might have done, and seared the wreath I might have won. Sunk is the last faint flickering blaze. The vision of departed days is vanished even as I gaze. If in my life a thunderbolt should fall, when all my stars have dimmed and gone away, O Aitchison, be ever sure, fond memories of thee will ever prevail. My hopes may crumble with dying years, my soul may wander into starless gloom, my eyes may gaze on autumn leaves and pine, for happier springs which once I knew. Yet in this despairing gloom a tree shall ever stand, constant against the furies of many a raging storm. There a bird shall always sit and sweetly, gently hum the lessons thou hast taught me, my beloved Aitchison.